Hello everyone, welcome to a fun video today where we get to check out a new product by Arrtx. It's their new SIMPTAP Acrylic marker set. There's 48 markers in here. I'm really excited to unbox this and check them out because the last time I did acrylic markers, we had to pump the markers to prime them. This has a different priming function and I'm excited to see if it works better and it makes it a more enjoyable experience. These are also brush tip. And guess what? Arrtx has agreed in a collaboration with us to do a giveaway. We're going to give away one set of these beautiful new SIMPTAP acrylic markers to one of you. Just a second, Jennifer. We are really excited because we heard from Arrtx and they have decided instead of just having one winner, we're going to have 3 winners. That's right, 3 of you get to be selected as a winner, and what you'll get is the 36 set of the SIMPTAP acrylic markers. I'm so excited for you. Now this giveaway starts on September 10th, 2025 and ends September 24th, 2025, and we'll announce the winner on September 25th via email. Now coming up on your screen right now are a few little tips and tricks so that you don't get scammed during this giveaway, but really the big and important thing is remember, we'll never ask for any money from you. We'll pay for shipping, the product that you're going to be winning, the whole thing will be all on us and you don't have to pick up a penny, so just be aware of that. Now, I wanted to say again, thank you so much to Arrtx for collaborating with us, and now let me send you back to Jennifer and the video. All right, let's start by getting rid of this plastic on this box so that we can look at it closer without the camera and lighting glares. Ooh, it's a really pretty matte pastel box, and I love the elastic on it. Let's see how it works. Oh, it comes off this way. Okay. And it says 48 saturated colors SIMPTAP acrylic marker set by Arrtx. And then the back has some swatches, and then here's your first peek at that different priming function that I talked about in the beginning of the video. Can't wait to try this out. Okay, let's take a peek inside the box. Ooh, it's a nice box. I wish it had magnets. That would be really cool. But I guess it doesn't need the magnet because it has elastic. Duh, Jennifer. Okay, so here are the markers, our first look at them. Let's take this one right here for, oh, this is very different. Okay, so on the end we have a color number. Let me show you that up close so you can see that. Oh, it's hard to see. There you go, color number. And then the cap is the color indicator. And at the end we have this priming pump. So we have a cap that goes over the pump to protect it so you don't accidentally pump it unless you want an extra flow of ink. So we'll test out this function here in just a minute. It says strong covering force, sunproof, waterproof. SIMPTAP acrylic markers, 1.1 to 6 millimeter. Ooh, brush nib. Look at that beautiful brush nib. That's so pretty. I can't wait to see this. And then it has the instructions again. You shake it, then you pump the end until the ink comes out, and then you draw with it, and then you put the cap on. Sounds pretty simple to me. Okay, and it says, unless the pen tip feels dry during use, pressing the valve is not necessary. So you just, when you need a little extra ink, you push the valve. To prevent ink from splattering, please cap the pen during shaking. Okay, that makes sense. Keep the caps on when you're shaking. All right, wow, we have so many pretty colors, and I want to see them swatched 2 different ways. It's an awesome swatch book. Look at all the different beautiful swatches I've done in here. And now we're going to add these beautiful acrylic markers, and we can compare them to other acrylic markers like the Ohuhu that we did recently if we want to see how vibrant the colors are. So I'm going to flip to this page, and I'm going to get these in some sort of color wheel type order. and then write down the numbers on the swatch chart. So we're all ready to do that, and then we'll try that new priming mechanism. So give me a minute to get everything set up. Okay, I've got my swatch books all ready and everything in a rough order here, good enough for what we're doing today. And what we're going to do first is check out this new priming mechanism. I'm really excited about it. So we're supposed to shake it. Give it a few seconds of shaking. And then, let's see, take the cap off at the back, and you can see the ink here in this window that they've given us. Oh, let me change views so you can see. And now you can see that there's no ink in the brush nib yet. And if we give it a pump, oh, lots came out. Okay, that's what I wondered. Was lots going to come out, or would it be slow and steady? So we're going to have to be ready for ink here. No big deal. You're not done with doing art until you're a little bit messy, right? But that was great. It was like 1.5 pumps and we had ink coming out. So that was fast and easy. And now if we swatch here, using our beautiful brush nib. Oh, it's a really pretty color. Okay, and then this has to dry before we can determine just how opaque these are. So that's the first one, J118. Okay, let's try and do this without getting a handful of ink this time. Shake it up. We need something to prime it over in case we do have ink go everywhere. So I'm going to grab my swatch book that I used when we were priming the Ohuhus, and we'll prime it over this. Okay, here we go. Oh, look, you can see it on here. A little push. See if I can control it a little better this time. Still a little comes out, but that's okay. Let the nib soak that up. A little bit more. You need just a little bit more. Push it just a tiny bit. Okay, good. Soak that up really good. Put the cap on the back. And swatch. That's a nice bright yellow. Okay, I think I've got a rhythm here of what we need to do. So we're going to gently, first we're going to shake, we're going to gently pump the liquid into the nib, and then we're going to swatch. And I'm swatching on 2 different papers so we can see it on white and on black. So let's get going. Time lapse. Alright, I just finished swatching all 48 and it was a learning experience. I'll let you look at, let's look here first, my art journal page and all the pretty colors. This is a very different color scheme and it's kind of exciting me. Look at the colors, you guys. Let me get this out of the way so I can slide this up. I'm going to have Steve come over and look too. This is very different than the last set. The last set I did was Ohuhu, and it was full of really vibrant primary, secondary colors, really vibrant. These are very muted, like the colors are more like pastels a lot of the time. So you get, instead of a really vibrant red, which this is still a really vibrant red, it's got a little bit of white in it or something because it's coming off just a little bit pastel-y, and I'm really liking the feel of the entire 48 set. What do you think, Steve? He just barely came over, so he's looking right now. Let me move this box because there are two surprise colors in here. One is right here. I'll move it in the light. And one is right here. I'll move that. Look at that silver. Oh my word. I was surprised. I didn't know we'd have any metallics. I was hoping. So we have a gold and we have a silver. What do you think of the balance, Steve? This is a very different setup here.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Don't you think it has an overall pastel type feel to it? Ever so often you get a pop of a really bright color, but like all of these up here,
yeah, those are more
so pretty. So pretty.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Yeah, I like them. I do have two complaints, though, about the pens in general. First off is the cap of the pen does almost never match the actual ink color. So there's some really big gaps here. I wonder if I can find one. Like this one, for instance. Let's look at this one together. This one has almost a tan, beigey, mustardy type cap. So let's go look for J035. And look how different the color is. This one, it's just a different color. But if you look in the window of the provided space here so you can see how much ink you have left, you can see the colors. So I would highly recommend swatching these different markers, and then also don't trust the cap. The cap will get you mostly there, mostly to the correct color, but then look at the little swish here that has the exposed window, and that will get you the rest of the way, and you'll know what color you have. Now, another problem I have, and I can't believe I pulled this marker because this is exactly the problem. The protective, what do they call it? They call it the button protection cover. It falls off all the time, really easily. It's really good it's there because when it's there, you really can't push that valve to get more paint coming out. So it's an important part of the marker, but it comes off really easy. So beware of that. That's my two complaints. The caps don't match the color, and the covers on the back come off way too easy. So is that a deal breaker? Right now, I love the way these markers prime. This is really good. The first priming was a little bit messy, and so I'm glad I did it in my sketchbook to catch all that beautiful ink. But I think moving forward as we're coloring with them, it won't be as difficult. We'll still have to shake ever so often just to keep that ink nice and consistent in there. But man, I love the fact that you push that button instead of having to push in the nib over and over and over again to get the paint to prime up. And I'm loving the colors. They're different than other colors. Let's take a peek real quick. I think Rose wants to get down. She's been sitting here with me a lot today, so I'm going to go ahead and put her down. And then let's take a look at the Ohuhu swatches so you can kind of get a feel for what I'm talking about. So here's Arrtx, and here is Ohuhu Kakako. Kakako. There's still some pastels going on in here, but there are more vibrant colors in this set. Of course, this is a set of 90, so there's way more colors in general. But now when we look back here, can you tell what I'm talking about, where you get this overall tertiary muted type feel to the colors? It's really pretty. I'm really liking the colors. Now on black, we're doing pretty good. Let's take a look at how Ohuhu did as a comparison and see which one was more opaque. Okay, here's Ohuhu Kakako. Really well done, Ohuhu. And then let's look here. Really well done again, Arrtx. This ink is, I would say, just as opaque as the Ohuhus. And in some ways it's laying down better because of that beautiful brush tip. Speaking of brush tip, I think we need to play around with this beautiful brush tip and get some lettering done. So let me play around with some lettering and then I'll give you my impressions on how these markers do for lettering. Now, I need to tell you right away that I am not really good at calligraphy and lettering. I just play around at it and I know the basics. You need a nice thin upstroke and a nice thick downstroke in order to get the beautiful lettering that we all love so much. So I'm playing around with a few different styles of lettering and with different colors just to see how the different markers react as I create the letters, and I'm really impressed. The lettering works really well and you get the upstrokes and the downstrokes the way you want them. So yeah, I think these would be great for letterists. Okay, here we go. There's that SIMPTAP in that silver. It's like a chrome, you guys. I think that marker alone is one of my absolute favorites, but check out how pretty that Bliss, the word Bliss, is in that color. Oh, so many really interesting colors. I can't wait to play more with these markers. Okay, one last thing I want to do now that we've tested lettering, we've done the swatching, I want to actually color with it and see how they react in a coloring situation. So I think we'll play around with this little beehive. So this book has so many beautiful and charming, simple and easy, cute little illustrations to color. It only takes half hour or less to color each one, so it's a perfect place to practice with a new medium. Now this is the Ohuhus that we recently showed here on our channel, and here's the Posca brush pens, and now we're going to use these Arrtx SIMPTAP to do this little beehive right here. I'm excited. Let me tape off the edges so we can get a crisp border, and let's see what I can create. I had fun working with the blending and the layering of the acrylic markers for this one. I really wanted to give a lot of texture to that beehive, and I ended up just getting rid of all the line work inside the shape of the beehive, including the little bees, which I will draw back on later with gold. So it turned out really cute. I really enjoyed it, although I ran into a couple problems where when I pulled the cap off of the marker, a little splatter of ink hit my piece of work. This is pretty normal for acrylic pens, so you have to be careful of that. And luckily, you can layer on top of any mistakes like that and get rid of them, which I had to do in the bottom right-hand corner of this little illustration. Okay, I think it's mostly dry now, so let's go ahead and pull the tape and see how it looks. This was a lot of fun to color. I really especially liked doing the beehive part with all the layers of the different tans and beiges and browns to get that finished look. Let me bring it up to camera so you can see. One of the problems I had is that the black acrylic pen is very juicy and it was laying on either way too much or too little. But because of that brush tip, I was able to really control it. You can see the lines I put on through the middle of the beehive. I was able to do like little sketchy, thin and thickish lines. I think it turned out really charming. I love it. And I love my little gold bees. Can you see them flashing? Oh yeah, you can see the gold. So cute. Love that gold. Okay, now I'm just going to sign it. Usually what I do is put the name of the product that I used so I can remember what I was practicing and learning. And then I add a date. All right, that is my beehive illustration. I love how it turned out, especially my little gold bees. Now, do I recommend these markers? I've been trying a lot of acrylic markers lately, and these I think are going to become some of my favorite. I really like the price range. It's only $40.49 for this 48 set. They also have a 36 set for $28 and a 24 set for $21. These are prices as of August 2025 in the US on Amazon. That means these markers are less than $1 per marker. So in this case here, it's only 84 cents per marker. That's a really good price. I love the brush tip on these markers. I love how juicy they are, although it may cause a problem ever so often with a little ink splattering, so just beware of that. And I love the window on the marker so that you can see the actual color of the ink and the status of how much ink you have left. Especially if you decide to sit down and do a background like what I did on my little beehive here, where you're filling in the whole area. You want to make sure you have enough ink in that marker to complete the area that you have planned to do this type of background on. So I would recommend these. I think they're fantastic. They have their flaws. The colors don't match the cap, and that back protective cap is a little finicky and it will fall off easy. But other than that, I think they are a beautiful marker with an interesting color scheme that I haven't quite seen before. So that makes me excited. I love new colors that I get to experiment with. So thank you, Arrtx, for collaborating with us. I don't think I would have tried these markers unless they had sent them to me, just because I've been doing so many acrylic markers. And acrylic markers are that type of tool that you really need to use. You don't want to pump and prime them all and then just let them sit for months, because they might dry up. You want to use them once you've pumped and primed them. So I'm going to be pulling these out and using them again. It was a lot of fun, and I think this would be a great box to take with me when I go camping, so I have a whole bunch of really interesting colors to play with. I think it's a great deal. So follow the link in the video description. It'll take you to Amazon, where you can look at these for yourself and see what your current price is. I really had a fun time doing this video. Don't forget about the giveaway, and please take a minute to subscribe to our channel. We're really close to our 100,000 subscriber goal, and I need your help. So please take just a minute and hit that subscription button for me. Thank you so much, and I hope you all have a wonderful, colorful, blissful day. Bye-bye, everyone.